and ASP Benis Baki Yohonu as the supernumeraries. The contingent Sergeant Major is now the 10 of the Ghana Prisons Service contingents. The 11th contingent is commanded by Samuel Enam Clergy. The supernumeraries are ASP Moses Pogo and ASP Richard Dakli, P. Hamdia Adam, and ASP Irene Allen as the supernumeraries. The contingent Sergeant Major Anita is now the 10 of the Ghana Fire Service contingents. The male contingent has ADO Grade 2. This female contingent is commanded by ADO 2 Selina Efriye with ADO 2 Rebecca Ahodeto and ADO 2 Alida as supernumeraries. The contingent Sergeant Major is Assistant Group Officer Pamela Sedinam Akoli, the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority. The male contingent is commanded by Assistant Revenue Officer Timothy Kwabena Soka and Assistant Revenue Officer Samuel Otabil. The female contingent is commanded by Revenue Officer Nora Konegu Sapon, with Assistant Revenue Officer Doreen Eje, Superintendent of Immigration Louise Quay. The supernumeraries are Assistant Superintendent of Immigration Zedoka Ama and Assistant Superintendent of Immigration Elvis Mensa Ruth Entry. The supernumeraries Assistant Superintendent of Immigration Dorcas Stien as the supernumeraries. The female contingent is commanded by Advanced EMT Al Hassan Nadia with Advanced EMT Vivian Abugari and Advanced EMT Millicent Danso as Senior EMT Ajwa Jomwa. It is now time for the equipment display. The quad bike is an all-terrain vehicle with low pressure tires with handle. The quad bike commander is Lance Corporal Dako Ansa Fred. Behind the quad bikes are the Hunter Light Striking Vehicle. The commander is Lieutenant Kwame Nyame. The armaments consist of a ring-mounted 12.7mm, 40.5mm heavy machine gun and 40mm grenade launcher with 360 traverse plus 3 single pin-mounted 7.62mm light machine guns. The Hunter is used for crowd dispersal in internal security operations. Right behind the Hunter is a ZU 4.5 anti-aircraft gun being towed. It is used to engage enemy aircraft at a range of 2.5 kilometers. Following the Hunter Light Striking Nissan pickups with the 107mm gun. The 107mm gun is being towed on a pickup. It is a 12-tube gun. The commander is Warrant Officer Class 1, Bonnie Yao David. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is now the 10 of the 1-5 Armored Reconnaissance Brigade with personnel drawn from 153, 154, and 155 Armored Regiments. The first troop is made up of the Cobra Electro-Optic Surveillance System, Armored Personnel Carrier. They are under the command of Captain Theophilus Osei. They have adopted the Diamond Formation. The second troop is made up of Cobra 2 Armored Personnel Carrier. They have also adopted the Box Formation. Following the troop, and they are under the command of Second Lieutenant Henry Amono Benin. The Squadron Sergeant Major is Warrant Officer Class 1, ATA, Volta Barracks Hall, here in the Volta region. The Arrowhead Formation. They are under the command of the Battery Commander in the person of Captain Martin Atta. The Battery Sergeant Major is Warrant Officer Class 1, Dogwe, Wisdom. Lieutenant Mabel Afum Isian. The Troop Warrant Officer is Warrant Officer Class 1, Support Charles. Next is the troop of 107mm multiple rocket launchers. They are under the command of Lieutenant Godfrey Amwakum Amu. The troop Warrant Officer is Warrant Officer Class 1, Patrick Gordon. Behind the 107mm multiple rocket launchers is the troop of the 105mm howitzers. Daniel. The last troop from the 66th Artillery Regiment at the 105mm howitzer. It is now the turn of the Ghana Navy Divers and Special Boat Squadron. On display from the Ghana Navy are 2 of the 4 Navy's fastest boats, interceptor and rescue boats. Ghana Navy ship Yogaga and Ghana Navy ship Jata. Ghana Navy ship Yogaga is under the command of Chief Petty Officer Class 2, Ahuma Okansi Robin. His 2 ICs, Petty Officer Class 1, Abdullahi Michael. The commander of Ghana Navy ship Jata is Sub-Lieutenant Daniel Akable, and his second in command is Petty Officer Class 2, Aganya. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, approaching the days now is the Ghana. It is now the turn of the Ghana National Fire Service vehicles. They have a total of 5 firefighting vehicles on display today. These include fire in high-rise buildings and a recovery truck. The commander is ADO Nathaniel Ama. Leading the vehicle Volta truck. This is a multi-purpose fire appliance used for fire and rescue operations. Next is a PS truck. This is a dual-purpose tender used for firefighting and hazmat incidents. We now have it can be extended to a height of 37.5. We now have the hydraulic platform. This vehicle is used for fire and 2 meters, capable of reaching over 24 floors in the whole. On display today are 6 Mercedes-Benz ambulances. The leading ambulance and Ketu South constituencies. I will now hand over to ASP Richmond Mensah.
We now have on the part of the Ghana Police Service the feasibility unit, which is under the National Patrol Department. The unit patrol is to deal with the trend of crime where criminals use motorbikes to commit all sorts of violent crimes. Personnel of this unit use high-performance motorbikes to prevent and deter criminals from operating. They also combat hardened criminals. This has reduced drastically crimes committed with motorbikes in areas noted for such crimes. The formation by the visibility unit is called in our local parlance a bind by Deputy Superintendent of Police Joseph Awuni with the dog named Inspector Hunter. The commander handling the dog with the name Inspector Hunter. is ably supported by Inspector Francis, were trained by the Paramount Specialist K9 Training Academy in South Africa, where they were taken through counter-improvised explosive devices awareness, combat first aid, and the dog names as General Sergeant Ragnar and G. Sergeant Zeus. Dinah Ofori Atta. She is supported by Deputy Superintendent of Police Joyce Adjoa Kwabia Asaro. A formed police unit was established on 29th July 2013 under the leadership instrumental in the setting up and operationalization of the FPU, which was under his direct supervision. No wonder today the FPU is seen as one of the pillar units in the supporting operations that required a formed response and may involve high-risk operations. Some of the vehicles they are displaying this afternoon are rapid intervention vehicles used to rescue of VVIPs, diplomats in times of emergency. We also have armored personnel carrier vehicles for survival during crowd control. They are also displaying the Guardian, which is used as an assault vehicle and can be used for rescue and crowd control. We also have Maverick vehicle, which is also used in crowd control as is the mobile clinic, the police mobile clinic. It offers first aid on operational basis during demonstrations and to provide surgical procedures on operational fields. It has radiological capacities and also an acute cardiac life support services, and it has a bed capacity of 9. We also have a specialized counter-terrorism unit, which is commanded by Deputy Superintendent of Police Dr. Entry Akomia and supported by ASP Patrick Adu Wate. We now have the police air ring displaying. This is air ring. We have 3 helicopters. The leading helicopter is called the Fennec, which is named GP001, and it is piloted by Air Ring Sergeant Emmanuel Apemehia and is supported by Air Ring Sergeant Merix Bona. These are the 3 helicopters, and we have the remaining 2. We have GP002 piloted by Air Ring Sergeant Bright Ado Ajay and supported by Air Ring Sergeant John Apia Kubi. We also have GP003 piloted by Air Ring Sergeant Godfred Smith and supported by Air Ring Sergeant Yasser Yakubu. Some of the fine on ground to their targets, search and rescue purposes, photographic tasks, providing area photography for crime, traffic, planning and routine operations, as well as covert surveillance, observation and photography of criminals. Mr. President, thank you very much. The Ghana Police Service is indeed grateful. We look forward to more. We are confident that soon we will have 1 police region, 1 helicopter. Thank you very much, Your Excellency. I will now hand you over to my co-commentator to continue with the rest of the commentary. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Richmond. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen.